Responsive web design is what makes a site display differently on different devices. It makes it easier for all users to use your site. It also makes it easier for you to maintain the site because you're only maintaining one site that can change the way it's displayed depending on which device it's going to, rather than multiple sites, each tailored to their own device and screen size. It also makes it easier for users and search engines alike to share your URL, rather than having to find the one that's for the device they're trying to share it to. And without having responsive design, your site can be flagged as not mobile friendly. And that's just because of how compact and just out of the way things are, where you have to zoom in and scroll off the screen to get to certain features. With the responsive design, everything is bigger and laid out in a way that's easy to use for such a small screen. But it's not only for cell phones, it's for tablets and monitors of different dimensions also. Now, there are two main languages that are used to make a site responsive. There's CSS, Cascading Style Sheets, and JavaScript. Now, for CSS, there's really just one way to make it responsive. That's by using the metadata viewport to change the dimensions based on the screen size that you got. And for having a picture change with it, you have to include the picture element in this section. Now, for JavaScript, there are three main ways that people use to make a site responsive. There's JavaScript Adaptive, which is the way that Google developers recommend using JavaScript to make a site responsive if JavaScript has to be used. And it gives all devices the same information from the URL and makes or uses JavaScript to get the dimensions and change the layout and display of the site without changing the user agent. Now, there's combined detection, which uses JavaScript to get the dimensions and decide the best way to display and format the site for the device. And then it uses a varying user agent to give the proper display, to give the proper HTML. So it changes what information is given to the device depending on what dimensions and screen size you have. Then there's dynamically served JavaScript, which gives all devices the same information, just like adaptive, JavaScript adaptive, but it does use a varying user agent to change how it's displayed. And it's still using JavaScript to get the screen dimensions and decide the best way to display it. It's still using the varying user agent to display the proper display. That's the last one for JavaScript. Thank you.